I'm here with Fightful and Down Under the Ring. Now, I'm here with Kyle Fletcher.
Hello.
First of all, as I just said to you before,
I'll do this for you.
Jesus, man. I thought I'd be all right here, but Jesus, all right.
Sorry, man.
So I've got some general cues, and then I've got some specific ones.
Please, shoot 'em.
The general one is, what does it mean to be performing here in Brisbane, Australia? Notoriously a part of Australia that doesn't really see much wrestling.
Right.
What does it mean to be here?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think when there were those rumors about AEW coming to Australia, obviously people think like Sydney, Melbourne,
Yeah,
maybe Perth,
absolutely.
maybe Adelaide. I feel like Brisbane's probably like the fourth maybe city that you would
Absolutely,
expect.
yeah.
So I think it's cool, man. I think not only do we get to bring AEW to Australia for the first time, we get to bring it to a place that like doesn't really get those big shows, doesn't really get those cool moments like that. So I think it's very cool in a lot of different aspects. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So normally this question would go to all the international acts,
Okay.
but it was a how's it been adapting to the climate? But for you, this is home.
It's home, man.
So,
yeah,
for you, it's good.
I do live in Chicago now, though, so I get those pretty cold.
Windy
winters.
City, yep.
Yeah, but man, I just said it to you. I get off the plane and I just go, I'm home. It feels
Absolutely.
good, man.
Absolutely. Flying internationally to perform on global TV for a booming brand is an unreal feat when you look at it.
Yeah.
What words of advice would you give the younger generation watching this weekend's show and aspiring to be in the position you're in?
There's so many things. I feel like I think about this question a lot if I was going to give like someone advice. It's just, I have believed that this is where I was meant to be my entire life. And I think the biggest thing that I would say is to just trust your gut and trust that feeling. When you feel so passionately about something, when you feel it like in your soul that like, this is what you were meant to do, this is what you were put on this planet to do, don't let anyone tell you you can't do it, because you can. Like, it will turn out, for me, like in my situation, it's turned out better than I ever could have expected or wanted. Like, of course, there's this part of me that like knows this is where I was meant to be, but it's like, you don't know, right?
Bit of the imposter syndrome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, for it all to be happening, for it to be here, for AEW to be having their first show in my home country, for me to be in one of the marquee matches against two of the best wrestlers of all time, like, you couldn't write that any better. I was a skinny kid from Sydney, Australia, watching wrestling on TV going like, how does one even like, it felt like such a far away thing.
Yeah.
But now I'm standing here.
Now it's real.
It's real. So that's my biggest piece of advice, is just like, be unrelenting in your pursuit of your dreams.
Absolutely. That's actually a really good transition for me, so thank you for that.
Cool, of course.
Takes me straight
Professional
into a question, I guess, that this is a two-parter.
Yep.
I'll ask the first one because we're talking about your opponents this weekend. You're against two of the best.
Yep.
How do you prepare for a match of this caliber?
Okay, so there's a couple of different things. So for me, my gym and diet and everything, I kind of work with a coach and I go, okay, this is the show I want to be in the best tip-top shape for. So in that regard, there's a lot of, I'm doing, God, you don't even want to know, in my hotel room, I'm microwaving eggs, frozen broccoli, chicken breast, like all that stuff. Like that's
Two-a-days or just one-a-day training session?
one a day at the moment.
Okay,
I'm in that peak week, so it's like more about recovery than any of the actual work. So it's good. Just a little bit of light cardio, a little bit of a pump. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff. So that's one side of it. But then the other side is like, mentally, how the hell do you prepare for something like that? Like you said, it's something that a moment like this is something I've thought about for a very long time. And then as long as I've known this match was going to happen, it's one of those things where you just picture it. You picture how it's going to go. You picture the setting. You picture what's going to happen in the match. You picture like everything, right? So it's hard to say how I mentally prepare for it. I think I do my best to just stay calm and stay grounded. I think part of that is like my diet and my training. That is something that I do every single day, that is for myself and is to get myself in the best shape possible for that. So that's something that I can focus on right now, as opposed to like picturing what it's going to look like. So it's a lot of, the mental side is a lot harder to prepare for, because you don't know those nerves are gonna hit you, and they're gonna come. So you just gotta be ready for it and be ready to work through it. But yeah, we'll get there. I know we'll get there.
Absolutely, of course. Now, we've discussed it a little bit. This weekend's a homecoming for you.
Yes.
It may not be home state, but
Sure.
still counts.
Still home.
Still counts. Besides State of Origin, we'll take you on for this one.
Okay, thank you.
It's a big stage, big opponents. What are you expecting when you walk out of those curtains? Because you're against Kenny and Will, and they're going to get cheered. We know they are. Are you expecting the hometown crowd to go, no, thank you, we want some Carl Fletcher? Or what do you think is going to happen here?
So I love these moments in wrestling because even I have no idea how the crowd's going to react.
Yeah.
I can be backstage and I can be like so confident that they're going to cheer me, but I could walk out there and they could boo the shit out of me.
Absolutely.
And I think it just makes it even more special to me. Like that, the energy in that arena for that match, you won't be able to replicate it anywhere else. It's like one of those things where people will watch it and go like, oh, if you're not in that room, you will never experience that.
Yeah.
That energy will not be replicated ever again. And I think that's the coolest part about it. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't think anyone in the building knows what's going to happen.
I don't think we do, to be
I
honest.
think until I walk through that curtain, we're not going to know. So at that moment when I'm walking through the curtain, I'm going to be like, all right,
here it comes.
what you got? What's it going to be?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm excited about it.
Look, last question is, since joining the AEW roster, you've had a multiple of main event caliber matches against a lot of big names. Who's someone that's so far eluded you that you'd love to wrestle?
Ooh, there's a couple. I think maybe the one, I got asked the other day, and the one that stuck out probably is Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
I've
okay.
I'm
all for that. Let's
never
book
touched Samoa Joe. Up until Dynamite, I'd never touched Buddy Matthews, so I think that would have been like my other one. I would have been like, okay. But now that we've had a match, we've been in the ring together, Samoa Joe, I think, is the top of the list.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Of
Good
course,
luck this weekend.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.